anything to go wrong with it, it'll go wrong with it. And he'll tell you a story about something else as well. Lovely guy, but so if you're a professional, you'll make sure you get something first. Well, I'm just saying, if I've got a problem with my kennel, someone will go get LC anything. Yeah, let's face it, if you're a professional plumber or something, and you actually get your kid, he's faulty, you've got to get it fixed. Where's your next job? You know? I understand. It doesn't work as I want to do. Zoe Hardman doing? Yeah. Oh, actually, yes, over there. No, I'm just gonna get Zoe first of all, so. An aerial helicopter, rather than I'm not an aerial helicopter.
Well, it's not actually a helicopter, it's an aerial taxi.
Oh, right. Well, we're loading up there with that. Got the parachute.
It's pretty neat. The worst you can get it, 1500 for a station on there, right?
Really?
Yeah.
You've got to take a pay cut for it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, me again. We are just about to start the second match. This one's going to be a goodie. The next generation of tennis players you're about to see. Up first, we have the man from Poland. It's Jerzy Janowicz. I think I've said his name right. He's 21 years old. He's a former US Open junior champion. He beat Andy Murray in Paris last year, which kind of catapulted him into the top 20. They have been hailed, both of these boys, as the kind of rising stars in tennis. These are the Rafas and the Federers. Please put your hands together for the football. They're both coming on together. for Janowicz, and oh, it's you again. The man who also likes to take his shirt off. Ladies and gentlemen, Grigor. I think this is going to be a fantastic match. Obviously, I'd like to introduce our on-court people. They're still here. We've got the 9 judges. And who's our umpire? This is the problem with having loads of pieces of paper. It's Jamie Crowson. Is he there? Is he coming? He's there. There you go. Hello, Jamie. Enjoy the match, ladies and gents.
Almost all set then for our second match of the day here at Stoke Park, the Boodles Challenge. And it's two of the rising stars of the men's game with an Eastern European feel to this one, the two 22-year-olds. Jerzy Janowicz from Poland and Grigor Dimitrov of Bulgaria. Never before met on the main ATP tour. In opposition here today. Big things expected of both. Maybe this year's Wimbledon, perhaps a little too soon, we shall see. They will both be going into it in useful form. Both made the third round of the last Grand Slam at Roland Garros in the French Open. Janowicz beaten in 4 sets by Stanislav Wawrinka, and Dimitrov here lost to Novak Djokovic, who of course he played here. You may have been with us just yesterday. And a really entertaining exhibition encounter. It went to a match tie-break. Indeed, Dimitrov has played twice here at the Boodles already this week, and on both occasions beaten in the match tie-break. He also went the distance with Janko Tipsarevic on Tuesday, but ended up on the losing side. First engagement at Stoke Park for Janowicz. He was beaten in his first round match at Halle in Germany last week, his first grass court tournament of the year. Jerzy Janowicz of Bosnia, that's the player who beat him. Current world ranking of 22 is a career high. It's some 9 places better than Dimitrov. He has slipped a little from his high of 26 to his current ranking of 31 in the world, but both generally are very much on an upward curve in terms of their rise up the rankings. Dimitrov chose Queens rather than Halle last week for his Wimbledon warm-up. He made the second round and lost to Leighton Hewitt.
2 minutes.
He's developing a reputation, Dimitrov, as something of a great entertainer. We saw that yesterday with the striptease that went on involving he and Djokovic. The crowd may be hoping for more of the same. Second of 3 live matches from this main arena here at Stoke Park. Still have Sam Querrey and Alexandr Dolgopolov to come after this. That won't be before 5:30 British summertime. It shouldn't really be an issue. You'd expect these two to be on court till then anyway.
1 minute.
Closely matched in terms of the years that they've had and their world rankings, as I've mentioned. Dimitrov reaching his first final on the ATP Tour this year, right at the start of the year in Brisbane. It's been something of a breakthrough season for the Bulgarian, who has been a professional since 2008. As I say, still only 22. Better known to many as the other half of Maria Sharapova. Certainly making his own name for himself in the game these days.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match will be played over the best of 3 sets. First 2 tiebreak, and if required at 1 set all, a 10-point match tiebreak. Grigor Dimitrov to the left
match
of the
tiebreak has been required, as I mentioned, in each of the 2 matches that Dimitrov has played here this week already. Janowicz never been past the 3rd round of a Grand Slam. So that's the stage he got to at Roland Garros this year for the first time.
Time.
Former French Open and US Open junior finalist Jerzy Janowicz back in 07 and 08. Almost ready to go then for this second match of the day. Eagerly anticipated. Might not necessarily know it from that particular shot, but the majority here really looking forward to this one.
Grigor Dimitrov
To the
serve.
future
Ready.
stars going head to head here. Dimitrov serving first at the bottom of your picture to get us started.
Fifteen love. 30 love.
Statement of intent right from the start from the Bulgarian.
$40 love.
Just missed it. As he tried to seal the love service game to start with. Not quite able to do that. Certainly a very positive start from Dimitrov.
Hold!
40-30.
Follows it up though with the double fault. All of a sudden it's not quite so comfortable in this opening game. Gets the job done in the end though. That was some way to win it as well. Big, powerful forehand.
First game.
Hit with real accuracy as well as power to close out that opening game, get his name on the board. Certainly something of the showman. Looking to entertain this crowd again. His 2 matches earlier this week, albeit in defeat against both Tipsarevic and Djokovic, have been thoroughly entertaining affairs. The expectation is this will be no different. First service game then for Janowicz.
Love 15.
Interesting to see how he adapts to the grass courts. Not too much experience of this surface.
$15.
Shot to prominence, of course, with his run to the final last year of the Paris Masters, defeating 5 top 20 players en route, including Andy Murray. Only the second man to reach the final of a Masters tournament as a qualifier. That catapulted him
15,
towards
30.
the world's top 20. Just 2 places outside that now. Left himself with work to do in this opening service game though. Facing 2 break points already. Went all the way up to 26 in the world at the end of last year with that run in Paris. Broke the top 30 for the first time. Built on that this year.
$30-40.
Saves the first of the break points. Hasn't yet built on that final appearance though, which so surprised everybody in Paris. It remains the only final that he's reached on the ATP Tour. He can't quite control the volley, so Janowicz broken in his first game. Dimitrov goes 2 love ahead.
Dimitrov
Perfect
leads
start
2 games to
for the Bulgarian here. So he looks for his first win of the week. decent doubles player, Janowicz, which would suggest the volleying on the grass courts could suit his game. He actually reached the doubles final earlier this year at Indian Wells. His first ATP final in that particular form of the game. He's not yet really got going here. It's a much better point from Janowicz.
15-0.
Just controlled the overhead and kept it in. Very much in charge of the point from the off. Really solid start from Dimitrov though.
30-50.
Showing the full range of shots so far. Killed that one stone dead, as he needed to do.
$40-50.
Can't quite get going yet. Understandable that it is his first match here this week. Whereas Dimitrov already used to the courts, the way that they're playing. And he's used that to his advantage by strolling into a 3-love lead already.
Leads 3 games to love.
He's used to the conditions, to the court, to the crowd. It's at home yesterday against Djokovic, even in defeat. And we'll see this as a much more presentable opportunity to get the victory. Despite the fact they're the same age, they're very similar in the world rankings. They have never met on the ATP Tour before, as I mentioned. So not overly familiar maybe with each other's games. Chance for both to get some vital playing time in before Wimbledon. On the courts, as I mentioned before, that are built to the same specifications as they'll encounter at the All England Club. Dimitrov seeded at 29 at Wimbledon this year. Tough opening draw he's got actually in the first round against Simone Bolelli. And that draw was made this morning. Potential third round meeting with Juan Martin Del Potro, who we saw on this court just a few minutes ago. That's better from Janowicz.
15 love.
He's in the bottom half of the draw at Wimbledon. Will actually play a British wildcard in the first round. Well, Jerzy Janowicz, he's up against Kyle Edmund. We're in the same quarter of the draw as Rafa Nadal. And also, of course, Roger Federer. It's the quarter that everybody, I guess, would have wanted to avoid. Janowicz has found himself in the middle of it. Looking to get his first game on the board here this afternoon.
40-50.
Every chance to do so now.
$40-30.
That's his first double.
Net first serve. Game. Janowicz.
Follows up the double fault with the ace, though, to get his first game on the board, and he'll feel all the better for that.
Dimitrov leads 3-1.
Still a break behind in this opening set, but he's up and running at last. Reacted really well there, Dimitrov.
15 love. Oh. 30 love. Love.
Not yet been tested on his own serve though. Player whose year began in style with that run to the final in Brisbane. Been as good as it's got in terms of progress deep into a tournament this year. Have been some notable results for him though.
Game. Dimitrov.
And that is the love service game. Mixing good touch. It was Andy Murray that beat him in that Brisbane final. Just on the line, I think, here. It was certainly a close call. The deciding point of the game. Didn't build on that fine form in Brisbane at the first Grand Slam of the year, shortly afterwards at the Australian Open, where he lost in the first round to Julien Benneteau, but gradually improved since then. He made the semi-finals in Rotterdam, lost to Del Potro. Took Djokovic to beat him at Indian Wells, and Murray in Miami, Nadal in Monte Carlo. So when he has gone out of the Masters tournaments, it's only been to the big names, really. Actually beat Novak Djokovic in Madrid and then failed to really build on that and lost in the third round to Stanislav Wawrinka back in May. Djokovic, of course, taking his revenge at Roland Garros a couple of weeks ago and then beating him here yesterday.
Time.
Dimitrov getting a bit of experience on the grass though. 2 matches he had at Queen's Club. Mentioned the defeat to Leighton Hewitt, where he lost in straight sets, 6-4, 6-3. Prior to that, he'd won a final set tie-break though against Dudi Sela. Still a relatively alien surface for both of these players though. Janowicz serving at 1-4.
Love. Net Verse.
Didn't quite get down quickly enough to that one. Huge frame of Janowicz, 6'8", one of the tallest on the tour. Actually even taller than Del Potro, who we saw in the first match. And there's the disadvantage maybe of being that tall on the grass court.
Hold.
Just missed that one as well, and further problems for Janowicz here. He will face 2 break points. Dimitrov with a chance of the double break. First one saved. But he's missed that one. And it's all going the way of Grigor Dimitrov here. That is the double break of serve for a 5-1 lead in this first set. That's the other side of this event, isn't it? Busy week here for Dimitrov, but serving for this first set already.
15 left. Left.
Hasn't really settled into any sort of a rhythm so far, hasn't Jerzy Janowicz?
$30-50. $40-50.
Still struggling to find his range. And it looks like he will be a set behind before he's ever really got started. 2 set points. Just tightened up a little there.
40-30.
But has another chance to close out the set. And double quick time, really. He thought he'd done so there. Was called wide.
Juice.
It might have cost him. Second set point save by Janowicz.
Advantage, Dimitrov.
Set point number 3. And this time he does enough. Big round of applause for Grigor Dimitrov, rapidly becoming a popular figure here this week. And he takes the first set against Jerzy Janowicz 6-1. Won't be getting too carried away though, because he has won the first set in each of the first 2 matches that he's played here this week and went on to lose both of those. Although this one was much more comfortable against Janko Tipsarevic, where he won that first set on a tie-break. Lost the second in similar fashion and then lost the match tie-break 10-4. And then yesterday against Djokovic, Dimitrov took the first set right at the end of it, 7-5. Lost the second 3-6. And the match tie-break 10-6. Hence he is still waiting for his first win of the week, but he will certainly feel this is his best chance of getting it. It was a dominant first set of tennis against Janowicz. He never really settled for whatever reason. Wasn't given too many chances to settle, in fairness, by Dimitrov. He has taken advantage of his familiarity with the settings this week. Mainstay player making his debut here. He just had the one match against Janowicz on the grass in the current season in Halle. He lost a couple of tie breaks in a 3-set defeat to Mirza Bazic. Dimitrov is enjoying himself.
Second set. Jerzy Janowicz to serve. Thank you.
As it has to be said, are most of the onlookers here. Janowicz serving first, start of the second set.
Love 15.
Not the statement of intent he was hoping for to begin the set, though.
Love 30.
Looking to start this set how he finished the last one, Dimitrov, and he has a chance of doing so here. Putting the pressure on the Janowicz serve again. Much better serve this time from the pole when he needed it.
15-30.
Even draws the applause from his opponent. Disguised the shot really well. Perfectly placed. This is a decent response to dropping the first couple of points of this set. 3 in a row for Janowicz to turn the game around. So important, you feel, given the manner of which in which he lost that first set, that he starts the second on the front foot.
Juice.
But he can't finish the game off there. We'll see that as a missed chance to do so as well.
Advantage, Janowicz.
Again, just can't get over the line in this game.
Juice. Advantage.
It was more threatening, I think, to the crowd.
Dimitrov.
Famously close to the court here. This time it's the break point. But a kick to the serve.
Juice.
Can see what he was trying to do there. It was instinctive from Dimitrov. He just couldn't quite control it. Back to juice we go. It's the longest game of the match already. Another fine serve into the body.
Advantage, Janowicz.
Ever the showman, isn't he?
Game Janowicz.
He's given him the game. Couldn't get the serve back from
First game, second set.
beyond the baseline in the extreme. But Janowicz holds. After a fiercely competitive first set of tennis where Dimitrov took charge, he's maybe allowed concentration to waver a little here. All of a sudden it's a very different type of contest, isn't it? The grunt's proving particularly effective.
Result 15.
And again. Should have been doing that from the start, maybe.
Sub 30.
Found his way past the wiggle this time.
15-30.
Not this time.
30.
Deadpan, isn't it?
Thirty, 40.
So the break point. Doesn't appear too concerned, does he? Not quite.
Juice.
For all the mannerisms and the
Advantage Janowicz.
imitations, it's actually probably the best tennis that Janowicz has played in the game. Another break point.
Juice. Advantage, Janowicz.
Double fault sets up break point number 3. And there is the break. Pool of lead for Janowicz.
Janowicz
Might be taking the pressure out of the situation and allowing himself to enjoy it a bit more has worked in his favour there. Playing the joker. At the same time coming up with a series of winners. Some of these rallies still very high quality, and Janowicz now is finding his best form. Dimitrov may be taking his eye off the ball. There's a point maybe that deserved a better finish than that. Some high quality stuff up until this. Well, it was far too casual from Janowicz.
Forward. Forward.
Still a fair bit behind that second serve, wasn't there? Although it was a long way long.
15-30.
But only the line judge rather than Dimitrov that was threatened by that one. Absolutely fabulous point. Well, they might be playing the fool at times and joking around on the court, but that was high quality stuff. It really was. Wonderful rally.
30 all.
A little bit of everything in that.
Forward.
$30-40.
One extreme to the other though. And the double fault sets up a break point for Dimitrov.
Juice.
Another really big serve though. That will be a big asset to him on the grass courts. And at Wimbledon next week maybe.
Advantage, Janowicz.
Made the third round at Wimbledon last year. His best performance. Never been further in a Grand Slam. He has been to the third round in 3 of the 4 majors now.
Forward.
Including the Australian and the French this year. There's his chance. Lovely work at the net from Dimitrov. And from both of them for a while. Just tried to be a little too cute, and the angle was too acute. So back to juice we go.
Advantage, Dimitrov.
And we have the chance to serve out the game and go 3-love ahead. He now faces another break point. Chance for Dimitrov to get back on terms, or back on serve at least in the set.
Hold.
And that's the chance he takes because of the error at the net from Janowicz. So he does get off the mark in this second set now, the Bulgarian.
Janowicz leads 2-1.
And for all the fooling around, I think Janowicz will be disappointed with himself at the end of that game. Had his chances for a 3-love lead, and then missed a fairly straightforward volley at the net to concede the game in the end. But it is great entertainment for everybody here, isn't it? Rapidly becoming a fan's favourite is Dimitrov, but Janowicz is playing his part in the entertainment as well. Certainly this set is shaping up to be much more closely contested than the first. Bit of breeze around. Not unwelcome. It has been a fairly humid week. Thankfully, the rain that threatened at the start of the day's play is thus far touching wood stayed away. One more match still to come on this court after this one. Dolgopolov against Querrey, but it is Dimitrov serving here to try and level up the second set at 1-2. Back on serve now after that break.
15-love.
It's back in the zone again. Got away with one, but made the most of it. Well, we saw yesterday how he and Djokovic were only too keen to involve the ball girls in proceedings. Oh, just missed. Valiant attempt.
40-love.
Just a little off balance there, so again failed to close out the love service game. They've been few and far between. Coolly done.
40-30.
Left that to the last moment. Dimitrov had done well to actually reach that one, but it was ultimately in vain. What a double act, aren't they? Well, that's 3 excellent points on the bounce from Janowicz, from 40 love to juice.
Juice.
They are joking around. It seems to bring the best out of Janowicz, whereas Dimitrov maybe loses concentration a little.
Advantage Dimitrov.
He's forced out too wide. Again, he can't see the game through here.
Juice.
It's a more competitive affair in the second set. In terms of the closeness between the two, it's more as we expected it to be, I guess, after that fairly one-sided first set. That's beautiful. Certainly worthy of the applause.
Dimitrov. Game, Dimitrov.
And sees it out with the ace this time to get us back on terms in the second set at 2 games all.
2 games all.
Had to work for it. But recovers from 2 love down in the set to square it again.
It's 15 love.
They say you can never really claim a break of serve until you've held the next game to back it up, and Dimitrov has done that. And he's looking to
15-0.
continue the momentum now, forcing the error. Mentioned how Janowicz reached a couple of junior Grand Slam finals during his career. Well, Dimitrov, of course, won a couple at Wimbledon and the US Open back in 2008. Former world #1 in the juniors. Really taking that on now on the senior stage. It was a perfectly placed serve.
40-50. Game, Janowicz.
Good service game from the POL. For the concession of just the 1 point. And he's back in front at 3-2 in the second set.
Janowicz leads 3 games to 2.
Well, it's no wonder, is it? The event is so popular with So many of the world's best players, fairly relaxed, informal way to prepare for Wimbledon, but the tennis is of the highest quality at times. You can see just from looking at that he's been given a real old workout here, which is exactly what he'd have been hoping for. Decent clay court season for him. Mentioned that third round appearance, his best at Roland Garros. Prior to that in Rome in the Masters, went to the quarter-finals. It took Roger Federer to stop him, and he claimed some notable scalps along the way, including Jo-Wilfried Tsonga and Richard Gasquet, beating 2 top 10 players en route to the last 8. Really was the high point of his clay court season. Determined to enjoy his time on the grass, it seems.
Love.
Immediately the applause from Dimitrov. That was simply too good. And again, for all the fooling around, the quality was outstanding. Once again, it's bringing the best out of Janowicz. Just couldn't quite make the most of a little bit of fortune in the build-up there.
15-30.
Should have put the point away really there, should Janowicz, but it didn't matter.
$30. 40-30.
A couple of big serves from Dimitrov. For all the clowning around after those 2 defeats earlier this week, you won't want to lose this, particularly having been so dominant in the first set, but whatever happens, he will take a lot from that. And he didn't hear the call.
Game Dimitrov.
There wasn't a call. He's not sure about that one, is he? Not sure he was either,
3
but
games all.
He'll take it. Levels it up. 3-all second set. I think both players were expecting the serve to be called out. It wasn't.
15 love.
Valiant attempt to get there. He was just asking too much.
30 love.
One thing they don't want to do, of course, with Wimbledon just days away, is to risk injury. Both fully committed here.
$30-50. One
of the best serves that we've seen from the POL. There's been a few decent ones in this contest. And his persistence in the end pays off. Dimitrov takes the point despite being on the back foot for most of it. Some brilliant defensive work in there.
40-30.
It kept him alive and eventually profits from the Janowicz error.
Deuce.
That's a gift for Dimitrov. All of a sudden he's not smiling now after that. Compliment to an extent. Return though. Dimitrov will be disappointed not to have made the volley.
Net for serve. Okay.
Soft hands and smart reactions at the net from Janowicz. Ensure he holds on to the serve. 4-3 his lead. On serve
leads 4 games to 3
in the second set. A lot of the games though very closely contested. Now a lot of them going to deuce. That was an awkward one for Dimitrov. Mentioned that he doesn't want to pick up any injury ahead of Wimbledon. He doesn't look too concerned by almost doing the splits there. He has been made to work hard and chase down a lot in this second set in particular, but content enough to do so. A bit of sunbathing going on. It is effectively the best part of the day weather-wise now. If they can bask in the sunshine, then why can't Jerzy Janowicz? Well, here it comes. The lotion's been applied as well. This is brilliant. Clearly a close friendship between the two players. Will make it an unusual picture for the photo album, won't it? Is he calling for the towel now? The ball girl's not getting any closer. Time being called of real inconvenience to Janowicz. Brilliant how he can just flick the switch, isn't it?
Love 50.
Playing up to the crowd, and as soon as the serve comes down, he's straight onto it.
What?
Oh, that's good.
15-0.
Just clip the inside of the line.
What?
Oh! 30-50. You. $30-40.
Oh, break point. If Janowicz is able to take this, he will serve for the set to try and take us to the match tie break.
Juice.
Never really got the chance though on the break point, did he? Dimitrov aces it, but still with work to do. And he was made to work, but he put himself in the right place. Controls the
advantage
winning
Dimitrov.
volley. Probably doesn't fancy the match tie-break after what's happened this week.
Game, Dimitrov.
Losing the two of them. But he's back on terms in the second set here. That's 4 games all now. On we go. Dug himself out of a little bit of a hole there, saving the break point.
Fifteen love. $30 love. $40 love.
Janowicz is not hanging around in this game. The 9th of the second set. Gets to 40 love already.
Game, Janowicz.
Emphatic. Takes him to within a game of the second set. This was some way to seal the love service game. Couldn't get near it, Dimitrov there. And the Bulgarian will serve now to try and stay in this second set. If unsuccessful, we will go to that match tie break. Which, if you were with us a little earlier, you might have seen in the game between Del Potro and Gasquet, which went the Frenchman's way. Still have Sam Querrey and Alexandr Dolgopolov to come on this court after this as well. Crowd are getting their money's worth now, certainly, after the first set, which was fairly one-sided and straightforward for Dimitrov. It's been much closer. Rather more jovial as well. The second set of tennis, which is not over yet. Far from it, still on serve at 5-4 to Janowicz, but I was going to say the pressure reverts to Dimitrov. There's not really any pressure in this sort of situation, is there? It enables both players to really express themselves, and for the crowd as well, and us to see a side of the players we don't often get to see on the tour. You have two real characters out there on the court.
15 love.
"13 courts on the complex in total, by the way. Just got a glimpse there of the setup here at Stoke Park. "3D glasses," I think he was joking. Oh, how about that? Brilliant from both of them.
$30 love.
Did so well to reach this, but how's that for showmanship? I don't think either of them would necessarily want this to finish. They're having too much fun out there, aren't they?
Game, Dimitrov.
And so it's Dimitrov who holds the love. Told you there was no pressure.
5 games all.
So on we go, 5-all second set.
$15 love.
Servers certainly dominating at the moment.
$30 love.
Anything, that serve is getting better and better. Bigger and bigger.
40 love. Game, Janowicz.
Another love game. We've been having a conversation mid-point.
Janowicz leads 6 games to 5.
That's 3 games in succession where the receiving player has failed to win a point. Once more, takes Janowicz within a game of the set. And there is, again, a glimpse of a picturesque setting of Stoke Park. 27-hole championship golf course in the background. Amongst the 300 acres of Parkland Estate. Becoming a real date on the social calendar, isn't it? This tournament in its 12th year now. Shouldn't be on the phone. Maybe after a refill. So for the second time in the sets, Dimitrov serves to save it.
15 love.
Put everything into that one
30 love.
as they get ready for the next match. Might have thought they'd be on court by now, given the way the first set went, but very different story in the second. Brilliantly done from Janowicz, worthy of the applause, certainly.
30-15.
Interesting to see if the players will be willing to risk some of the shots that we're seeing today in the high pressure of Wimbledon next week, when the circumstances are rather different. If they execute them as well, then no reason why they shouldn't.
40-50.
That's the first point against the serve for quite some time, but Dimitrov comes straight back again. 2 points here to take us to the tie-break.
Game, Dimitrov.
Unorthodox but effective. 6-all tie-break in the second set.
6 games all, second set, tiebreak.
If Dimitrov comes through it, he wins. If Janowicz comes through it, we go to another tie-break. Here's the POL to serve first. Mixed fortunes in the tiebreak so far this week.
Janowicz.
At the Boodles for Dimitrov. Mentioned he's lost the 2 match tiebreaks that he's played to Tipsarevic and to Djokovic. Well read. Beautifully covered by
2-0
Jerzy Janowicz. So he just edges nose ahead in this tie-break. Aside from the match tie-breaks that Dimitrov has played, he traded breakers with Tipsarevic in that match on Tuesday. Won the first, lost the second.
Fault. 3-0 Janowicz.
Double faults though for Janowicz to take a 3-love lead in the breaker and to try and take this to another tie break. Rather more extended one, of course, in the final set. First to 10 points there. But he hasn't got there yet.
3-1.
Brilliant from the Bulgarian.
Janowicz.
Went for something similar and couldn't quite control it. Their weight goes on.
What?
5-1 Janowicz.
Well, this particular tie break looks to be getting away from Dimitrov. It's the 11th match here at the Boodles this week. And so far, 5 of them have gone to match tie breaks. This could be the 6th. Needed that one. But 2 serves here for Janowicz, if he can win both of them. He wins the tie break.
What? Punch!
5-3 Janowicz.
It wasn't quite in his script.
What?
Rather more serious now in the breaker, isn't it? Rather than win both the points, Janowicz has lost them both on his own serve there. Effectively now, that means that Dimitrov is back on serve in this tie-break. Got both the mini breaks back.
Got
his game face on again. It's 4 points in a row for Grigor Dimitrov in the tie-break, from 5-1 to 5-all. And so it goes on.
6-5 Dimitrov.
Long from Janowicz. That's match point. Got long odds on this a few minutes ago. It's on the Janowicz serve. And the fooling around has since ceased.
game, set a match.
Rather an unsatisfactory end for Janowicz. He just seemed to
6-1.
give that away a little. And Dimitrov takes the straight sets victory in the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, your competitors,
Hugely entertaining affair though,
Jerzy
played in a really
Janowicz
good
and
spirit
Grigor
between these two.
Dimitrov. Go and have a quick
High
chat
jinx,
with the boys
but
before they run off.
also high quality. As Dimitrov comes through his first win of the week. Didn't want the match tie-break, having lost 2 of them already at this year's
Not
tournament.
allowed to go anywhere.
Didn't need it this time. Let's see what they thought about it.
Congratulations. Can you talk to me now? You're going to sunbathe.
Hey.
Quite tall. Shall I stand up here? Let's do this. That's better. Hello. Congratulations, you played very well.
I like your shoes.
Thank you. Ooh. Yeah, okay, you just stay put. You played incredibly well today. I mean, you guys are obviously friends. What's it like playing against somebody who's such a joker?
Yeah, it was really fun. I know Grigor from juniors, so at least a few years. So it was really fun to play here. We'll see how it's gonna be. Right now, I had a few problems with my elbow. I didn't play for a few days, so it was really fun today, and I'm appreciated I had the opportunity to play this match here.
And what's it like playing on grass? I mean, is it one of your favourite surfaces?
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah. Next question, please.
Okay. Let's talk about that big serve that you've got. I mean, that's a pretty big serve.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
I mean, that's kind of your... I mean, that's where you go, isn't it? You're a bit of a bully with it. I mean, how can they compete against that?
As you can see, they can.
It's a very good point, actually. So you got Wimbledon coming up next week. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Last year I had a few match points to go to 4th round, so I hope I'll defend my points from last year.
And what's kind of up for the weekend? Are you going to be resting, playing computer games? You're going to have a drink? You're not allowed to have a drink. Don't look at me like that.
I cannot tell you. No, of course I'll get few practices, as I said before. For sure, I'll get some treatment for my elbow, and I hope I'll be ready for next week.
And what do you think of the British crowd?
Unbelievable.
Are you going to be taking your shirt off at Wimbledon?
I don't think so, because I think I'll pay some fine.
I was going to say that. You actually owe me 20 quid for doing that. Not joking. Congratulations. Well done. You played really well today. Thank you. Hello, Trouble. Are you well?
Very good, thank you.
Played an excellent game.
Cheers, thank you very much. Just want to thank all of you for this week. It's been an amazing week. Really happy to be here. Hopefully I can come back. And of course to the BUL girls. They've been very helpful.
Well, the BUL girls have been very helpful.
Yes, very helpful indeed on the court. So, yeah.
Now, there was obviously a lot of joking going on there. You know, you kind of climb behind there. But this is a tennis match, so you were determined to win?
Absolutely.
You guys are good friends. He said he's known you from juniors and stuff. I mean, it's obviously difficult because once you get on the court, he's your competitor. Do you have problems with that, or you just didn't know and you're there to win?
I mean, no. But, you know, when you're on court, it's absolutely, I mean, it's a different situation, obviously. And, I mean, everyone want to win. So, of course, we're going to fight to the end. And, I mean, we'll see in the future. And hopefully we're going to have many more matches to play. And, you know, hopefully we're going to keep the fair play. So that's going to be I think it's going to be a good call.
And Wimbledon next week, obviously it's our favourite 2 weeks of the year. I speak for myself, but it's a big tournament. Do you get pre-match nerves?
No, yeah, sort of. You get this his gutsy feeling that you want to get on court and, you know, hit some balls. And it's never easy coming to Wimby, and, you know, the weather can be a bit tricky.